Well, there's a lot happening in Putnam County and in the city of Ottawa, and we're going to learn more about it. There's economic development and wonderful things happening just in our area. So joining us today, she is the Director of Putnam County Economic Development, Putnam County CIC, Amy Seals, and then we've got the Mayor of Ottawa, Dean Meyer. So thank you very much for coming, both of you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so Amy, we always talk economic development, keep what's there and add upon it, bring new things in. So what's happening in Putnam County? Are you excited about things and how they're going?
We are. Much of our time is spent on making sure that our existing businesses have what they need to continue thriving and they don't close or leave, and then always with the eye at new entrepreneurs and new businesses.
I think people don't understand that, though, how you have to take care of home first, right? They always want something new, but they're the core and pretty important, right? And that's a good showing of what new people can see when they come in.
Oh, exactly. We don't want any of our businesses to have challenges where they're going to have to leave the community. And for example, some of the development projects that we have going on in Ottawa, it's existing historic buildings and existing businesses that are growing. And then as they're going into these buildings and investing in them, then they attract new entrepreneurs that aren't here. So it's a good mix of the old and the new.
Right. Okay, yeah, Mayor, let's talk about that, because is it a challenge? I mean, you've got buildings right there. Do people just want to tear them down, or can you keep the historic buildings going? And you guys are a good example of that.
We are doing some things right now behind the scenes to try to help with the revitalization of our existing buildings. It's really cool to see what's going on with, like, the Dumont building and the DeFord building downtown.
Right.
It's, I like to say we're coming out of the cracks right now. We have a hotel in Ottawa now,
See, that's awesome,
so,
right, yeah.
It's fantastic. And the old Snipke Inn is now the Dumont. It's the Ottawa Brewing Company. They've both spent a ton of money to really upgrade their facilities and the village itself. It's really nice to see.
Right, yeah, and well, I mean, I know you've had that group, Go Ottawa, I think, right? They've kind of helped. Is that important too, that not only you as elected officials, but you have the community support and people wanting to come in and invest?
That's a really good point, because the Go Ottawa is an organization. Let me step back a bit. The Village of Ottawa spent a lot of money to develop a strategic plan with the Arden Company, and they have helped us develop a strategic plan. And the Go Ottawa portion of that is a private 501c3 that is helping us implement the plan. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really a good situation.
And for us, from an economic development standpoint, when you have a community where they're getting the residents and the village leaders and the businesses really to be on the same page about what they want for the community, then that is just like a key to unlock new doors for us in economic development, because we can convey that to growing and to new businesses. So, I mean, just in some of our buildings that we have revitalized, we have anywhere between 4 and 6 businesses that are relocating downtown or coming to Ottawa who've never been there before. So
that's neat, because you always hear downtowns are dead, but not, you're revitalizing it and getting it going.
Right. And, the strategic plan that was put together was developed by our residents, by their comments and their, what they want to see the Village of Ottawa do. Not strictly downtown, it's the whole village.
Right. Do you think that helped? I mean, does that help to have the community input with people like that?
Oh, it does. It definitely is, because you want the users and the people that are living there to have some voice in the future of the community. Something also that we're realizing is, as more jobs and more businesses are locating maybe in your Main Street area, it's also impacting our ability to attract people to the industrial area in economic development. So we have a couple of great projects in the industrial park that are coming up in 2025 and 2026, and then also housing. The CIC is working really closely with the village on housing, which you hear that everywhere around the country right now,
exactly,
right?
yeah. So for you guys to be already working on it, that seems like you're a step ahead, sort of, on the housing and working on that part.
We do have quite well, I like to think it's a lot of lots available, a lot of building spaces that are now, the developers are basically opening up, okay? And one of the areas, the subdivisions, the village has passed a TIF, which basically allows the developer to put the infrastructure in.
Oh, nice, okay.
And then get paid back earlier than if they would have borrowed all the money to put all the infrastructure in. So this TIF will allow them to sell their lots a little less expensive than
nice.
You know, somebody that has to pay for the...
It's a development incentive.
I was going to say, it sounds like you guys are using all the avenues you can, right? That you're giant.
That's a brand new incentive. You know, we learned about it at one of our state economic development conferences and brought it back for them to consider, and they decided, yes, this was going to be a way to spur more housing. Ottawa has about 70 lots and home units under development in various phases right now.
Oh, that's very cool stuff.
And that's what I say. I think that's a lot, but, you know, there's other communities have more, but that's a really good number for us right now.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I think we're just hearing the tip of the iceberg about what's happening in Ottawa, and of course, Putnam County. What happens there, it expands. So we'll learn more. We're going to bring you guys back and learn more about what's happening in Putnam County. So thank you both for coming today.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks very much for coming. All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.